June 2020, Monday 8. Edexcel Mathematics Paper 3, Calculator and Higher Tier. There's a higher tier Paper 3, and it's for 1 hour 30 minutes. Important things to remember: answer all questions, show all your working. Total mark for this paper is 80, and keep an eye on the time. So 80 marks divided by 90 minutes means 53 and 1/3 second per mark. So 1 mark is for 53 and 1/3 second. Question number 1. Simplify n cubed times n to the power 5. Simplify 1b. C cubed d to 4 over c squared d, and part C, solve 5x over 2 is greater than 7. So the way we do this type of question is the base is the same, n and n, so we add the power. So n and n is the same, the base is the same, you add the power. One of the laws of indices. So 3 plus 5, it gives you 8. So your answer is n to the power 8. 1b, simplify. C cubed is the same as c times c times c. D to the power 4 is the same as d times d times d times d. In the denominator, c squared is the same as c times c, and then there's d. You look at the numerator and the denominator and cross out what is found in both of them or cancel them. So there's c and c and c and c. You cross them out and you cross out the d as well. So what are you left with? You're left with 3d at the top and 1c. So it's written as cd cubed, and that's your answer. Part C, solve 5x divided by 2 is greater than 7. So what you do is divide by 2 on the left, you take it to the right, it becomes times 2. So 5x is greater than 7 times 2 is 14. Now it's 5 times x, so take it to the other side, it becomes divide. So x is greater than 14 divided by 5. And 14 divided by 5, you can write it as 2 and 4 over 5, or 2.8. So x is greater than 14 over 5. You can leave it like that. Question number 2. Andy cycles a distance of 30 kilometers at an average speed of 24 kilometers per hour. He runs a distance of 12 kilometers at an average speed of 8 kilometers per hour. Work out the total time Andy takes. Give your answer in hours and minutes. To do this type of question, I first of all highlight the important information. I highlight the 30 kilometers and the 24 kilometers per hour, which is the speed. I highlight the distance of 12 kilometers, and I highlight the speed of 8 kilometers per hour. And I highlight the total time which we have to work out, and we give the answer in hours and minutes. I highlight that as well. On the right hand side, I've given you some formula which you must remember this formula. Speed is distance divided by time. So if you remember the first triangle, you can cover it to work out the other ones. So the way I memorize speed is distance divided by time. I could say S for sausages, D for don't, T for talk. So it's something mnemonic, something which is funny. Sausages don't talk. That's how I remember it. Or you draw the triangle as it is. So for the cycling, doing the cycles, the time. To work out the time, you cover T is distance divided by speed. The distance is 30. The speed is 24. So 30 divided by 24 is 1.25 hours. Doing the running, time is distance divided by speed. The distance is 12 kilometers and the speed is 8 kilometers per hour. So 12 divided by 8 is 1.5 hours. Now you want to find the sum of their 2 times. So we add 1.25 plus 1.5. 1.25 plus 1.5. It gives you 2.75 hours, or it's 165 minutes. Because if you multiply 0.75 times 60, it gives you 45 minutes. So it is 2 hours and 45 minutes, because they want your answer in hours and minutes. Question number 3. A number m is rounded to 1 decimal place. The result is 9.4. Complete the error interval for m. So if we have 9.4 in the middle, you ask yourself, what numbers can you round to get 9.4? It's 9.4 to 1 decimal place. So you want a number which is to 2 decimal place. You want something to 2 decimal place. So you can round 9.35 to 9.4. Because if you put a line after the 3, this 5, you change it to 1 and add it to 3, becomes 4. So 9.35, you can round it to 4. On the other side, what can you round to 9.4? You can round 9.4444 carried on, but by convention, we just write it as 9.45. So we can say 9.499999. You just write 9.45. You can round it to 4. So what you can say is 9.35, you can round it to 9.4. And you notice the sign less than or equals to. That means it includes the 9.35. And then when you round it, it's less than 9.45, because it is 9.45 would round to 9.5. So it is a number which is below 9.45. It's 9.49999 carries on. So that's why we have this sign less than. It is not 9.45. So you write it as 9.35 less than or equals to 9.45. That means it includes 9.35, but does not include 9.45. It includes a number just below 9.45. Question number 4. Maisie knows that she needs 3 kilograms of grass seed to make a rectangular lawn 5 meters by 9 meters. Grass seed is sold in 2 kilogram boxes. Maisie wants to make a rectangular lawn 10 meters by 14 meters. She has 5 boxes of grass seed. Has Maisie got enough grass seed to make a lawn 10 meter by 14 meter? You must show all your working. To do this question, I first of all highlight all the important numbers. 3 kilograms of grass seed, 5 meters by 9 meters, 2 kilogram boxes, 10 meters by 14 meters, and 5 boxes of grass seed. So when you do that in the exam, as an examiner, I see students do that. They underline it with their pencil. Some highlight it, some students highlight it. It's very important for you. It helps you to see it, what you're doing. And if you come back to check your work, you can quickly see the numbers. You don't have to go reading every single sentence again. So the way we want to do is we want to do 5 times 9. It gives you 45 meters squared. So 5 times 9, 45 meters squared. And then for rectangular lawn, 14 times 10. It gives you 140 meters squared. And we want 5 times 2, which will give us 10 kilograms. So we want the ratio of areas. So 140 divided by 45 gives you 3.1 recurring. So the amount of seed needed, 140 divided by 45 times 3. So it gives you 9.3 kilograms. Has Macy got enough grass seed to make a lawn 10 by 14 meters? The answer is yes, because 9.3 kilograms is less than 10 kilograms. So she has 10 kilograms and needs only 9 kilograms. Macy opens the 5 boxes of grass seed. She finds that 4 of the boxes contain 2 kilograms of grass seeds. The other box contains 1 kilogram of grass seed. Does this affect whether Macy has enough grass seed to make her lawn? Give a reason for your answer. Yes, she does not have enough seed. She has 9 kilograms and needs 9.3 kilograms. So this is how you do a question like this for question 4. Highlight all the important numbers and work them out step by step, and then you make your conclusion. So the part B, yes, she does not have enough seed. She has now 9 kilograms. And what does she need? She needs 9.3. From the calculation, you need 9.3. So making that changes, she wouldn't have enough. Question number 5. Amanda has 2 fair 3-sided spinners. Amanda spins each spinner once. Complete the probability tree for part A. And for part B, work out the probability that spinner A lands on 2 and spinner B does not land on 2. So to do this type of question, okay, for example, I've colored spinner A and I've colored spinner B. Complete the probability tree diagram. It's fair. So probability that it lands on 2 for spinner A is 1 out of 3, because there's one of them out of 3. And then the probability that it does not land on 2 is 2 out of 3, because there's 2 numbers that are not 2, 1 or 3. So it's 2 out of 3. You go to spinner B. Probability that it lands on 2 is 1 out of 3, because 1, 2 out of the 3 chances. Probability that it does not land on 2 is 2 chances, 2 out of 3. And you go to, when it does not land on 2, you go to for spinner B. Probability that it lands on 2 is 1 out of 3, stays the same. Probability that it does not land on 2 is 2 out of 3. And that's how you complete that probability tree diagram. Part B says, work out the probability that the spinner A lands on 2 and spinner B does not land on 2. So if you look on the probability tree diagram, spinner A lands on 2 and spinner B does not land on 2. So it is 1 over 3 times 2 over 3. Following that path, you multiply as you go along. So 1 times 2 is 2, 3 times 3 is 9. So the probability is 2 over 9. Question number 6. Use these graphs to solve the simultaneous equation, the 2 graphs above. To solve the simultaneous equation, you look for where the 2 graphs meet. They meet at this point there. So the point where the 2 graphs meet is the solution. So that point there is minus 2, and you go up 4. So that point is minus 2, 4. Minus 2, 4. That's the point there. Minus 2, 4. That's where they meet. And that's the solution to the simultaneous equation. Part B, use this graph to find the estimate for the solutions of the quadratic equation. So you got the graph at the top there. You want to find the solution estimate for the solution of the quadratic equation, x squared minus 4x plus 2 equals to 0. So it is called an estimate because you wouldn't get an exact answer because the graph is not perfect. And solution of a quadratic equation is where it crosses the x-axis. This is the x-axis I've drawn there in red, and solution is where the curve crosses the x-axis. And you can see it crosses the x-axis at 2 points. And we want to find those 2 points to give you the solution. So if you zoom in, this point there is 0.6, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6. So 0.6. And when you zoom into the other side, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, the other point is 3.4. So your two answers are 0.6 and 3.4. And it would be an estimate because you might not have the opportunity to be able to zoom in the exams. So you would read it as close as you can, and you have a range where if the answer has to be in it for you to get the mark. So as an examiner, they would give you a couple of decimal places where you can get a range for the answers because you wouldn't be able to zoom in to see the exact value as I've done. Question number 7. There is a total of 45 boys and girls in a choir. The mean age of the 18 boys is 16.2 years. The mean age of the 27 girls is 16.7 years. Calculate the mean age of all 45 boys and girls. I highlight all the important numbers. So it helps me now to look at it quickly. And I try and divide it into two sides. The left side is deal with the boys and the right side deal with the girls. So in that way, I don't mix numbers and my work will be a bit presentable. So 16.2 mean is equals to the total age divided by 18 using the formula for finding mean. So the mean is equals to the total divided by how many there are, which is 18. So if you take 18 to that side, to the left side, 16.2 times 18, it gives you 291.6. So the total age for the boys is 291.6. Let's go and see for the girls. The mean is 16.7 is equals to the total of their ages divided by 27 girls. So you take 27 to the left side, 16.7 times 27, it gives you 450.9. So that means the total of all the girls, ages of all the girls is 450.9. So what we want to do now is to find total of ages of boys and girls. So 291.6 for boys plus 450.9 for girls. That gives you a total of 742.5. So the mean age of all 45 boys and girls. The mean is given by the total. That means the total number of boys and girls age divided by how many boys and girls are in the school, which is 45. So 742.5 divided by 45, it gives you 16.5 years. There are some counters in the back. The counters are blue or green or red or yellow. The table shows the probabilities that a counter taken at random from the back will be blue or will be green. So color and probability. Probability of blue is 0.32. Probability of green is 0.20. Probability of red and yellow, we don't know. But we can call probability of yellow to be X and probability of red to be 5X. The probability that a counter taken at random from the back will be red is 5 times the probability that the counter will be yellow. So if yellow is X, red is 5 times X because the probability of red is 5 times. So if yellow is X, red is 5 times X. There are 300 counters in the back. Work out the number of yellow counters in the back. So we want to subtract from 1 because when you add all of that probability, they should be equals to 1. So 1 minus 0.32 minus 0.20 is 0.48. So what that means is 0.48 is what is left. So that 0.48 is for the red and for the yellow. So probability of red plus probability of yellow is that 0.48. But we know red is 5x because it's 5 times. and yellow is X, probability of yellow. So 5X plus X, it gives you 6X. So 6X equals to 0.48. It's times 6. If you take it to that side, it becomes, to the right hand side, becomes divided by 6. So X is 0.48 divided by 6. So X becomes 0.08. So the number of yellow counters in the back is given by the probability of yellow, which is 0.08, times the total number, which is there are 300 counters in the back. So that gives you 24. So work out the number of yellow counters in the back is 24 yellow counters in the back. The probability times the number gives you 24. Question number 9. The diagram shows a prism. The cross section of the prism has exactly one line of symmetry. Work out the volume of the prism. Give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. So there are some formula which I'm going to use. And if you look on the top right hand side, you will see I've got the volume of a triangular prism is half base times height times the length. So the area of the cross section is a triangle times the length. And I'm going to use SOHCAHTOA as well. So I've put those formula there because we're going to use it to do this question. So first thing is to find the height of the triangle. If you look there, the height of the triangle, I've colored it put it in a red line. We'll use tangent because you have that little triangle there. We know the angle is 40 degrees. The adjacent is 5, 10 divided by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So we want to find that height. So we use tangent. Tangent of 40 is equals to the opposite, which is h divided by 5. Now to find the height, h, which is the opposite, using this trigonometry formula there, you cover the opposite is tangent of the angle times the adjacent. So the tangent of 40 times 5, which is the adjacent, it gives you the height, and that gives you 4.195 as the height of that triangle. So the volume of the prism is the volume of the top part, the yellow part at the top. We want to work out the volume is area of the triangle, half base times height, half times 10 times that 4.19 times 20 is the length. So the top part, the volume of the top prism plus the volume of the bottom prism. Volume of the bottom prism is a cuboid. So it's 12 times 10 times 20, length times width times height. So volume of the whole prism is volume of the top prism plus volume of the bottom prism. So that will give you 2,400 for the bottom prism, the cuboid, plus 419 for the triangular prism at the top. When you add the two together, it gives you 2,819, which 3 significant figure, you can put a line after the 1 and change the 9 to 1 and add it to the 1, it becomes 2. So to 3 significant figure is 2,820.